106 KMEL.
So what's next for you?
Coming up next in 2014, like I said, we're going to push Steffans Publishing Enterprises. We have publishing partner, a company called Ben Bella Books and Pop Smart, or Smart Pop Books. And we're doing, we've got comic book stuff coming up. So we'll be in Comic-Con next year, summer.
Oh, really?
Before that, I'm launching my first dating and relationship series. So
that's actually going to be really good.
Well, and it's based on, it's a little different because we did, when we did the Vixen manual, the Vixen manual is a really big relationship guide. Mm-hmm. It's a huge book. Physically, it's a big book and it's a lot of pages and a lot of information.
Right.
And there's only so much you can say about relationships before you start being redundant.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to tackle relationships from a different perspective. I am a certified interior stylist. I do decorate in my spare time.
Do you?
I do.
Wow.
And I'm working on my associates in interior design.
Oh, wow.
So I should be done with that in a second and then going on to my bachelor's. But it's a really big part of my life. Anyone who knows me and has been to my homes, or my apartments, I always have amazing furniture, and most of it is custom and things like that. So
right.
I remember writing a blog post. I was going to write a blog post about just women in our homes and how we design our lives and how it affects our relationships as single women.
You would never think about that. Oh my God.
You would never think about it. But
right.
most of my friends, all of my friends are men. I probably have 2 girlfriends, but most of my friends are men.
Right.
So I sit around with them and I hear a lot about what they think about women. Mm-hmm. And, I always, all my life, I've never had roommates. I've always believed in living on my own since I was 16.
Right.
So I've never done that kind of roommate-y kind of messy girl thing. I've always had a home. Mm-hmm. My mother taught me about real furniture, and real heavy pieces that need to be oiled. And, so I've always had those things from my first home to now. A lot of women don't. And I hear men talking about walking into women's homes and just being disgusted with the mess or the bathroom and there's hair everywhere. Or there's the sheets and, Hello Kitty on them and the dishes don't match and the towels are bleached out, and men pay attention.
Yeah.
They don't say anything. They're not as verbal as we are, but they register the information and it teaches them how to treat you.
Yeah.
And it lets him know right away whether you are marriage material
or not,
whether he's going to be staying there or not, whether he's going to watch the game there, whether he's going to spend the night there. He knows how much time he's going to spend with you based on how you design your home. Mm-hmm. And it's serious. It's really a serious thing. Mm-hmm. And every time I mention it to a man, he can name at least one girl he's walked in and he has been disgusted by her place, and the stains on the carpet or the couch is ripped or, all those kind of things. And so wanting to develop a series of relationship books based on the way we design our lives, because design is a big part of my life and relationships are a big part of my life too. So the first one is Decor and the Single Girl. Mm-hmm. So Decor and the Single Girl comes out in spring. That'll be ebook. We start promotion on that in the new year. So that'll be ebook initially, and then we're going to. Then I'm also going to do a series of cooking books.
You cook too?
Of course, I have a food blog. I have a food blog, a lifestyle blog. I have 7 blogs on my site.
What don't you do?
I do everything, which is
Girl.
why I've been married more times than I care to admit, because I do everything.
That's crazy.
It's hard to stay single when you're so amazing.
Can I get a copy of that food book? Because I ain't even gonna play with you. I cannot cook.
Yeah,
for real.
I'm gonna do those quite often with a friend of mine, his brother, and I'm going to then we go into comics, and then probably do Decor and the New Mom at the end of 2014 for new mothers. I think it's important to know how to be a mom,
right,
and still be able to have your friends over, and so just how our relationships and our decor intermingle. And then we'll get ready for Confessions of a Video Vixen 10 years later,
right,
which is going to be in June 2015. So I'm writing that book now.
Oh wow!
So the 10-year anniversary is just a year and a half away.
That's crazy.
Just a year and a half away. So I will be writing the 10-year anniversary to Confessions. So that's already 4 or 5 projects that I need to get done in the next year.
You're a busy girl.
Plus, Confessions has been optioned by Fox Television Studios for scripted television series. So we are now in pre-production for that. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So we just brought our writer on. I'm going to check him out in the new year and see if I like him, and if so, then we'll go ahead and move forward with our pilot and start production on that this year.
Are you gonna make any appearances on there, or
no? I don't want to be in front of the camera
at all.
That's not where the money is. No,
I know you've done a movie before.
Yeah, and I hated it. I mean, I'm sure everyone wants to be in a movie with Vin Diesel and Lorenz Tate and play Lorenz's wife, and I hated it because there's no power in it.
Yeah.
It's someone else's words. It's someone else's direction. Everything is someone else's. And I hated not being my kind of creative.
Right.
So for certain people, that's okay. But if I can't write it and if I can't direct in some way how this goes, I feel not good. So I would never do another film. I have no interest in being in, I hate cameras. I do not like taking pictures. I really, really don't. That's why there's not a whole lot of pictures. Like I'm not that person. I prefer to be, I'm a writer. That's who I am. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not a model. I'm not none of that. I'm not any of that. I'm not any of that. I'm an author.
You know, it's crazy because I was talking to my girl about you earlier and she was like, please ask her, what are the tricks to keep a man? What would you say your top 3 things are if there's somebody that you're interested in and that you may think this is the one for you? What do you need to make sure you are doing to keep a man at home?
Subservience.
Okay.
Humility.
Okay.
And shut up.
Really?
Shut your mouth. You talk too much. You say too much. You do too much. Be quiet. Just be quiet. Just say yes to everything.
Just say, oh, no, don't tell me that.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Why not? Why can't you just say okay? You
don't think that women can't be opinionated and just...
Sure you can, but it's not about what you can do. I can do a lot of things. Doesn't mean I should. All the time.
That's true. So there's a time and a place.
Pick your pocket. Pick your pockets and allow a man to be a man. Right. Let them be the head and not the tail.
Right.
They run it. Let them do what they do. And I never, I don't like telling people no. I just always feel like, let him do what he wants. I always tell people, I just want you to do what makes you happy.
Right.
Whatever makes you happy. And if I'm not a part of your happiness, then that's fine.
Right.
Do whatever makes you happy. But understand also that what makes you happy may not make me happy.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm not going to tell you not to do that. If that makes you happy, you should do so. But be forewarned, if it doesn't make me happy, then you run the chance of losing me. And if that's okay with you, then it's okay with me.
Right.
And then also, I'm going to do what makes me happy. So if what you do makes you happy, but it doesn't make me happy, I might do what makes me happy, and then what makes me happy may not make you happy, and then we have a problem.
Right.
So it's just, I just want everyone to just do what makes them happy. I like to say a lot of yes, a lot of humility, a lot of, do you need anything? Can I help you with anything?
Yeah.
A lot of, fetching. Do you need something? Let me get that for you. A lot of taking care of, a lot of coddling, a lot of subservience.
Do you think you'll ever get married again?
For a third time?
She's like, girl.
I'm not opposed to it.
Okay.
If I did it again, it would be real.
Yeah.
It would be really real. And it would be the last. And it would be with someone who was completely different than someone who appreciates my acumen, is not intimidated by my prowess.
Right.
Someone who is creative and who works with me to create and is not jealous of my creativity.
Right.
Who is not in competition with me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I understand that.
And someone who's just equally yoked with me.
Yeah.
And I've always been stronger. And I've always taken care of the men in my life financially and otherwise. And I've always been just the stronger and the smartest person in the room.
Right.
And I would like to end up with someone who just matches me, who's equally as strong, and someone who, if he says, be quiet, I just be quiet. Like, all right, cool. I'm just going to shut up.
Do you think that you'll have any more kids?
Jesus. I don't, my son is almost 16.
Right.
So it's been a long time. I haven't wanted more children.
Okay.
When I had him, I wanted to just have him.
Okay.
From the beginning. I was very young when I had him, but he was all I wanted, So if I get married, then yes.
Okay. Well,
if I end up in a situation that is like a marriage, because I don't really believe that it has to be, because I realize that legal marriage is not, that's not the business.
I mean, in the state of California, after 7 years, then you're married.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I think a marriage is spiritual. I don't think there's no law that can define a marriage.
I 100% agree.
I think a marriage is spiritual. So if I end up in a situation that's spiritually fulfilling and does all the things that I said I want, and that man wanted children, then I would not be opposed to it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But just me by myself as a single person, I'm not running around thinking I need to have more children. No.
Has your son brought home a girlfriend yet?
My son used to have like 3 girlfriends at one time.
How'd you handle that?
We talked about it. My son is really awesome.
Right.
He is. He's like me. I raised him to not be. I don't struggle with the truth.
Right.
So my son doesn't struggle with the truth.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially for a young.
It's not a struggle we have.
Right.
And I think people forget too. I'm an islander.
Yeah.
I'm not African Americans. I don't have like African American struggles.
Right.
I just don't. I don't have the same history.
Yeah.
So and I'm not even trying to be facetious. Like I'm really really serious. There's a certain mind state that comes with being Black in America.
Right.
Being a Black American and the history that comes with that and all the things that are passed down generation to generation.
Right.
And like shame. Shame, sexual shaming.
Right.
Shame on the female gender.
Right.
Shame, just all kinds of shame and abuse and belittling and all those things that come from post-slavery. And I don't have slavery in my family, so we don't have, and a lot of islanders don't.
Right.
So our mind state is different.
Different. Right.
We see things different, and we're not ashamed of our bodies or our sexuality. We have carnival, for Christ's sake.
I know.
Where every year we run around almost naked, wearing some feathers, dancing around with our boobs out and and our butt cheeks out, and that's how we live our lives. We go to the beach, we swim naked, we it's just different.
Right.
Island girls just do it better, and that's just a fact. And so the way I see things is different, therefore the way that I raise my son is just different. And I have very much a very islander upbringing for my kid. So he's brought home girls, but he's more into his music.
Is he into music?
He's a musician, yeah. He plays
Really?
guitar. Yeah.
Oh, what does he want to do long term?
Play guitar. That's what he's doing.
Really?
So I've got him in studios now with people, and he's playing.
Oh,
he's
nice.
professionally playing. So he plays venues like the Troubadour and the Whiskey A Go Go. And
at 16?
Yeah, not even 16 yet. He's in the studio with like big people, getting big stuff done,
doing
and
his thing,
taking Ubers and stuff, and it's crazy.
He got his own credit card.
He does have a card that I give him.
Yeah,
where he can spend his own little money, and he's great. So it wouldn't be a shame to have a couple more of those, but
only time will tell. Well, congratulations on everything that you're doing and what's to come. I can't wait for the new series. Can't wait for the new books.
I'm gonna help you get your house together,
girl. I just moved.
And get some cooking.
Get
some cooking together too.
No, seriously, I do need that cookbook though.
I will buy it. You don't know how to cook.
Just send me a tweet and be like, "Shay, it's out," and I'm like, "All right, I'm on it."
You can't be pretty and you can't cook. Like those two, you can't.
Girl, let me just tell you something really quickly. I moved into my apartment about 3 months ago, but we own the buildings, so I moved back to San Francisco. My apartment was renovated, but the only thing I didn't have was my appliances. Fast forward 4 months, still no appliances because I'm never home. So obviously I never cook. And I was
Are you married?
No,
of course not. You don't have appliances. How could you be married?
Girl, I'm never home though. I'm never home. It'd have to be like a Skype marriage or something because it's no. What do you want me to do? So I hear you. I just feel like there's gonna be a time and a place when things will slow down, and then okay, I'll get the stove.
Let me tell you this though, and this is real advice. Don't get so caught up in your career that you forget to have a life.
I know.
There are a lot of women who wake up and they're 40-something years old and they have everything they've ever wanted except a family.
Yeah.
And the most important thing in the world is not money and it's not career.
Right.
It's family.
Right.
It really is, because money comes and goes quicker than you can even imagine. But someone who loves you in a house full of children or whatever that is for you it just withstands everything, and it holds you up when things go bad.
Right.
And things will go bad. They will go bad. And when things go bad, you won't have any appliances. and you'll be like, why didn't I just get appliances, take some time off of work, pay attention to my relationships and juggle the both of them. Don't give up one for the other, but juggle the both of them. Make room for both in your life. Life is big enough. You have enough room for both.
Oh my God, you have so much to tell all these young ladies out here. That was some serious game right there. And I
know.
Literally...
And that's free.
Exactly.
That's free. Just because I'm in the Bay, it's free.
Don't make me cry. Well, thank you for coming through.
Thank you, ma'am.
And if people want to follow you and see what you got going on, how can they holler at you or follow you and see what's going on?
Same as always, Karrine.com.
Karrine.com.
Since 2003.
You don't do the Twitter or the Instagram or anything like that?
Yeah, but if you go there, you find everything. So you just go there.
Okay.
Everything's there. You'll be all right.
Well, thank you for coming through. It's your girl, Shay Diddy, my girl, Karrine Steffans, 106 KMEO.